Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Revelation Trapjaw from the Masterverse series. So this is another deluxe figure in the line, and much like the Triclops figure that has also been released, we have two forms in here for Trapjaw. We've got our standard, more original style Trapjaw, but he also comes with interchangeable parts so that you can dress him in his druid clothing, as we saw in the Revelation animated series. So pretty cool stuff. I love that they're doing things like this for the deluxe line, giving you multiple options for display. I really do think that is something very cool that they're doing with the Masterverse line. Now, flipping this around to the backside, of course, we are treated to some gorgeous artwork of Trapjaw on the back there. I love that you can see Snake Mountain kind of looming in the background there. Really cool stuff. Same on the side over here. I love we got classic Trapjaw. We got the Druid Trapjaw there. Really fun stuff. So let's go ahead and get this window box opened up, and we will get a closer look at the figure within. All right, we have got our Masterverse Trapjaw outside of the packaging. Bringing in the tape measure, you can see that the figure is right at 7 inches tall. The little ring on his head actually pushes him a little bit above that, but top of the helmet there, right at 7 inches tall. Same kind of body design that we've seen on Masterverse, so they do feel a little more slender, taller. The proportions, they are what they are, but of course also based off of the Revelation animation. Now, this is a deluxe figure, so we've got lots of accessories here and two modes of display, which is pretty cool. This, of course, is your standard classic Trapjaw, and I gotta say, I really like the look of this guy. I think this looks really, really cool. There's a lot of really neat details going on that really gives him more of that like cybernetic look. Like you got like the big bolt over here on his shoulder. The torso, this is all part of the torso sculpt up here, so it's not like it's just armor that he's wearing, but you got the rivets in the back. It looks really good. It's also a bit of like a gunmetal color. I don't know if that's really coming across, but there's just a little bit of a shine to that gray, that dark, deep gray plastic there that looks really good, and even continues down onto his mechanical arm. I do think it's really funny that he's got like a mechanical bicep there. Like there's like a mold for a bicep, a sculpted bicep in his robo arm on this particular version, which is something kind of new for the character. The arm also feels, I don't know if it just like feels a little shorter for some reason. It feels stubby, but I don't think that's the case. So maybe it's something with the way the proportions are. I don't think it looks bad. It's just, I don't know, it's one of those feelings that I have when looking at it. Now, he does feature the 3 interchangeable parts, just like on the vintage Trapjaw and all of the good Trapjaw figures ever since. Right now, I've got him with the claw in there. I do really like that we've got the extra paint detail. So the claw pieces are more of a metallic silver as opposed to that darker gunmetal color. And I also like how they really, like the claw's got like these razor kind of looks to it where it's jagged. I think it looks really, really neat. Now you can see he's got his green piratey belt on over his regular loincloth belt, which again, just like the vintage figure, it's a little tight. This is actually removable because that's part of the whole costume swap thing we can do later on, but I do really like it still. It also has the hooks on the side, which is a really nice touch. This is a great homage to the vintage toy. All of his arm attachments have those same little hooks on there so that they can clip to the side of the belt if you want to do that, even though I think this version of Trapjaw is like the one where the arm just automatically changes. He doesn't grab pieces and attach it like in Filmation, but I still think this is a really neat nod to like vintage Trapjaw. That is pretty cool. Same like the ring on his head. I mean, that was there specifically for that zipline action feature on the vintage toy, and it's always cool to see it like remain part of his design. So the legs are also fully sculpted new pieces so that we can capture the weird green kind of panels on the thighs there. I will say I've got some sloppy paint on mine, and I don't know if that's coming across well on camera or not. I tried to get some close-up shots of it. It's almost like the green wasn't dry all the way because there's a little bit of green on his loincloth. There's a little bit of brown kind of mixed in with that. So that's unfortunate. It's worse on his right leg than his left, but it's really noticeable, at least to me. I do love the big ol' like knee pad things that kind of come off of his boots and cover his knees there. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good look for the character. And let me just go ahead and show you guys too. Of course, the gun or the claw can pop off just like in the past. You got like this long peg there, but in its place, you could pop on the blaster, which looks a lot like the vintage style. It even has the scope on the top. Again, two-tone paint deco. Or we can remove that, and we can replace it with the hook. And I do feel like it's a really nice tight grip on there, that peg, so it holds in place really, really well. And it's cool that we've got the option to display them with all three of those accessories. Now, one thing I want to talk about before we get into like articulation and swapping the parts is the face here. Now, he's got a really unique look in that his jaw is huge. Like, it is a lot bigger. It's like over the top, right? Really big, wide jaw. And honestly, it's kind of neat looking when it's closed, but this is something that's kind of weird on this trap jaw to me personally. So it is hinged. You can open it, and when you do that, I think they were going for that whole gruesome, like the bottom part of his jaw is gone look, similar to what we got in Classics. But this looks really silly to me. And this is the way he's in the package, which makes it worse. Like, when I saw this guy in the package, I was like, what is wrong with his face? Thankfully, when you close the jaw, it looks cool. But when it's open, well, all I can see is, what up? Yeah, so that's how you know how old I am without me telling you my age. That is a really, really outdated reference. But, like, seriously, that big silly looking smile with that tongue hanging out, it looks bad. That looks real bad to me. I don't like it. So thankfully, I will be displaying him with that jaw closed, and I don't have to look at that. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation here. It's pretty much exactly what you would expect from a Masterverse figure. That head is on a joint that allows it to look up, down, left, right, kind of rolls all the way around. The arms can go outwards. Even the like mechanical arm can still articulate. You can see it's hindered slightly. It doesn't go up as high as the standard arm, but you can still move the arms forwards and backwards really well. You got swivels of the bicep on both arms, even on this robo bicep over here. You do have the double joints at the elbow, though the range of motion, I mean, like, he's got this big wrist bracer here. So it's almost like the double joint doesn't matter because, look, he can't flex it more than that. It just kind of pops into his bulging bicep there. And then you can also swivel at the wrist. You got the hinge joints there at the wrist as well. And I showed you, like, you do just have a regular single joint over here on the robo arm. You can kind of twist around the weapon attachment where it attaches. The torso rolls all the way around. The waist turns left and right. You got those ball-like sockets there. The thighs and go outwards, forwards, backwards. Swivel at the thigh cut. Double joints at the knees. You can swivel at the boots. And then the ankles can rock side to side, and they can move forwards and backwards. They're a little loose on the side to side rock, and I run into that sometimes when I'm posing him, but it's not like he's falling over, thankfully, so he does seem sturdy enough that I don't have to worry about him shelf diving, at least not in the immediate future. We'll see how he holds up. So this is where things get really, really fun. So first of all, I got to show you, he does have one other interchangeable hand. You know, you got your gripping hand over there, but you've also got your more relaxed hand. Thankfully, this isn't like as big and wide open as a lot of the relaxed hands have been on the Revelation figures so far. This one looks a little bit more natural, but this is where things get really fun. If you guys watched Revelation, you know that both Trapjaw and Triclops, after Skeletor was gone, we got to see what happened to all the evil warriors. Trapjaw and Triclops fell into this cult, you know, where they were worshiping Motherboard. It was really weird. To be perfectly honest, it was one of my least favorite parts of the show, at least until the end. We got the big reveal and it made a little bit more sense and it made me like it a little bit more. But personal feelings aside, this is a really cool aspect of these figures. So we can remove this belt from Trapjaw. You're also going to want to remove the head, which just pops right off of a ball joint. And now we've got these interchangeable pieces. Now, the soft goods in this line haven't been my favorite, but I will tell you that this particular piece of soft goods is really nice and it really does the trick. So let me just show you real quick. I'm gonna play dress up here with my He-Man toy. We got the Velcro on the back, so you can attach that there. So that's like this. Now he's got like this bodysuit, this smock type looking thing here. But then we've got this I think before, no, the belt goes over. That's right. I had to remember that. So you put this over the neck, this long robe piece, and then you've got this extra belt, and that does go over this. And you should just have a little peg on the back that you can attach it. It's a little bit of a tight because it's got to go over that robe, but it works pretty good. And now we can put the head back on, and look at this. We have completely changed the look of our trap jaw, so now he is part of the motherboard cult, the cult that is obsessed with technology over magic. It does make sense that trap jaw and Triclops were the two that fell into that, considering they both have cybernetic attachments, right? And of course, the big reveal, I don't know if it matters. Does it matter that I'm doing spoilers at this part? Yeah, we found out at the very end that it's the evil horde, and that makes even more sense with the technology thing. So that made me feel better about the whole motherboard thing. And honestly, this is a really cool feature on an action figure. I'm gonna repeat this, like between the two videos, but it's really interesting to me that one of my least favorite things out of Revelation, being this cult, turned into two of the best figures in the Masterverse line, because that's absolutely how I feel about this trap jaw here. All right, before we end this video, we got to do comparison time. We're going to put our standard trap jaw alongside other iterations of trap jaw from over the years, just so you can see how the Masterverse version measures up to all of those. So that, of course, will include the vintage action figure. That will include the 2000X version of trap jaw, the Masters of the Universe Classics trap jaw, which is still one of my all-time favorite versions, the Club Filmation version there. And of course, we also have the version that was released by Super 7, and we have the Masters of the Universe Origins version, and of course, we can't forget the Netflix animation. Lots of trap jaws for your collection and lots of different styles, and that is pretty cool. So there you go, my friends. That is a look at the brand new Masters of the Universe Revelation Masterverse. That is a big, long title. Masterverse Trapjaw, based on the way he appeared in the Revelation animated series. Honestly, this is a great figure. I mean, I've got weird little nitpicks with him. I don't really like the way his jaw looks under his metal jaw, but he's fun. This is a fun toy. He comes with so many accessories. The interchangeability is really great. It's going to make some people want two of these so they could display both versions on their shelves. So pretty cool stuff. Now, these are hitting store shelves right now. I actually bought mine from Big Bad Toy Store, so I will link to it in the video description. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and until next time.